When I was still going to class on politics under the tutelage of my late political lecturer, it took me a very long time to grasp, to understand why my political lecturer included amongst the books I was supposed to read and understand the Mario Puzo thriller, The Godfather, mafioso stuff, the mafia, Don Corleone, etc., etc. While I thoroughly enjoyed The Godfather, both the book and the movie, which I've watched several times, and even made an effort to show those people who have wanted to learn something about politics and life from me, I've always shown them that movie as a starting point. But still, to get to where I am today, it took me a long time to understand what The Godfather has to do with Kenyan politics. What the Mario Puzo thriller has to do with politics. I just couldn't see. And then one day it hit me. It's really the fact that politics is a very dirty game. And in politics, the bad guys usually win much more often than the good guys. In fact, the good guys, the guys who play clean, very rarely win. And even the guys who play clean are forced by circumstances sometimes to play dirty. But fast forward to the present. The Mario Puzo thriller is very relevant. You can see clearly it's linked to politics. When you consider the Kenyan ICC cases, the cases at the International Criminal Courts at The Hague, and especially the victims of those ICC cases, people who have left this earth only because of their involvement with the ICC cases. And there are those who believe that the latest victim of that is lawyer Paul Gicheru. Now, of course, we don't yet have a post-mortem. We don't know exactly what happened. We don't know what happened to him. But I'm just telling you what most Kenyans believe. What analysts of the Kenyan situation are speculating. But the truth is, there's a very long list of confirmed victims of the ICC. They include some very unlikely candidates, like the late Mutula Kilonzo Sr. I know most Kenyans don't know about that one. But of course, the regulars on my channel will have taken in the videos that I've done in the past, I believe 3 or 4 years ago, concerning that topic. Shocking stuff. But I'll come back to that in a minute. First, I'd like to draw your attention to some of the evidence prosecutors at the ICC had against lawyer Paul Gicheru. Now, in the documents, they mention that those who were suspected of tampering with witnesses, together with the late Paul Gicheru, were the following: Silas Simato of Amaco Insurance, Mr. Mayo, Bwana Bet, Walter Barasa, I'm sure you've heard that name, and, wait for this one, Yebei Meshach Yebei. Now. Now, of course, you'll be aware that Bwana Meshach Yebei vanished in Eldoret, in Kenya. He had returned to the country. Of course, he had left the country as a witness to the ICC, actually a prosecution witness, only later on to turn into a defense witness. And that is why it's mentioned in this case that the prosecutors at the ICC had against lawyer Paul Gicheru. Yebei's case is super fascinating. They had taken a child to hospital together with his wife, and he walked out to buy a bottle of water from a nearby chemist, and he was never seen alive again. And then later on, a body was fished out of a river, and close relatives of Bwana Yebei positively identified it as Bwana Yebei. And that's when the drama started. Another family came forward to claim the body. And after they had done DNA tests, it was proved, apparently, that actually this was not Bwana Yebei. And then a little while later, remains were found in Savo, close to the coast, which were then positively identified as the remains of Bwana Yebei. Now, just looking at those circumstances, it becomes very clear to anybody who understands Kenya that there was some involvement in that manenos of some very, very powerful people in the country called Kenya. And of course, that murder remains unsolved to date. But let us move on to the super fascinating case of Mutula Kilonzo Sr. Now, we know that the late Senator of Makueni, the father of the current governor of Makueni, Mutula Kilonzo Jr., we know that Sr. was involved in putting together the prosecution case at the ICC against very powerful Kenyans. Mutula Kilonzo Sr. was, of course, a lawyer, a brilliant lawyer. He knew the law very well, and his way around the law on behalf of his clients gained him some very, very influential and powerful clients, including the late Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, the second president of Kenya. Oh yes, he was one of Mutula Kilonzo Sr.'s clients. Indeed, Mutula Kilonzo Sr. was Moi's most trusted lawyer. Now, if you've been following the news in Kenya, you will know that an inquest into his death that took years concluded that there was no foul play. But if you're a regular on this channel, you would know better, because I explained in great detail exactly how that particular assassination was carried out. Very high-tech. Na mauaji hayo haikufanywa na Wakenya, ilifanywa na watu wa nje, wageni, professionals. I'll put a link in the description area of this video, linking you to more information on that. Very sensitive information. But you see, there's a pattern here. All the people involved with the ICC cases ended up in a very bad way. Some of them were consigned into living in fear for the rest of their lives. Some of them, of course, left this planet. They left Earth. Bottom line, all of them ended up in a situation where they were dealt with. And of course, now we await for the post-mortem of lawyer Paul Gicheru, so that we get an insight as to what might have happened. But of course, judging from what has happened in the past, it is unlikely that any useful information that would enable anybody to come to a conclusion, a conclusive conclusion over what may have happened, it is very unlikely that that will happen. Because this is Kenya, and this is something to do with the ICC cases, the Kenyan ICC cases. Sisemi kitu tena. Now, of course, if you want to get hold of a lot of this highly sensitive information, I would highly recommend subscribing to my weekly intelligence briefings, yeah, where ninatoboa kila kitu. Oh yes, you can see details on your screens right now. We have a current offer. Take full advantage of it, because that offer is not going to last for long. And you will receive all the past WIBs with information that will leave you gaping. Hautaweza kufunga mdomo. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.